Hello and welcome to Gaming Gain. My name is Muzz and we're talking about rejection. Yes, I have tried to keep my dating content quite, I don't know, upbeat and kind of more focused on the positive aspects of it, but there is obviously negative things that can happen when you're dating. And I've experienced it throughout the years, rejection. I've handled it in different ways, and I guess this is a video of how I try to handle it now. And actually, in past couple of months, I've actually experienced it quite a bit to different levels of, I guess, like how it impacted me. Because there was a few who were like, "Yep, that's fair. I understand. We weren't wanting the same thing. That is fair." But then there was ones where I was like, "Oh, there's a bit of a spark here. There's something," and yeah, it just didn't work out for whatever reason. Rejection is never nice. Like, it's never nice. I've definitely learned to handle it a lot better over the years. Like, I'm not an overly emotional person, but when rejection is involved, I do feel you feel emotional, like, especially when, like I was saying, you did think that there was potentially something with this person, there was a spark there, or that's what you thought anyway. It can hit you like a bus. You don't feel great. You feel a bit down. And what I can say when faced with rejection is don't be emotional, all right? Because it tends to be when that happens, you can say something that you don't want, or you'll regret later on. So there's I'll take, like, I will start off at the lower end, like with the girls that I've been seeing who, yeah, we've just not wanted the same thing. We've kind of called it quits, and that's fine. Like, there's not much kind of question there. You're kind of very clear on why they are not continuing to progress with you in the dating, and that's fairly cut and dry, fairly easy. Just kind of just pleasantries, have a nice life, that sort of thing. And then you get to the ones where it's a bit more like, oh, what happened there? There was one recently, and again, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we had saw each other on, I think it was the Friday, and we had agreed to go see a film on the Sunday. Like, we had face to face agreed it, was really looking forward to it, continued to text, and this was the one that I probably the recent year have kind of felt the strongest feeling towards. I was like, this is great. We had a lot in common. We had, I thought, a really good vibe going. And it gets to the day of the cinema. Again, we would text normally, and she wants to reschedule. No problem with that. So I'm like, right, let's do the Monday. It's not ideal for me because I'd rather do it on my day off, but I'm like, I'll be flexible. You know, I'm quite an easygoing person like that. Sometimes plans comes up, and then yeah, it just progressed into her being like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, what? And like, you never want to really ask questions, I guess. And I probably, this is the one that I'm still thinking about in terms of like what shifted from the Friday to the Sunday. Like, what was the change from wanting to see me again to on the Sunday night completely being like, nah, I don't want to do this again. And I was feeling like quite emotional about it, quite angry, like disappointed, angry, because of just the way it was handled, and I was very confused as well, and I still am because I still don't know. But the way you handle this is you take it on the chin. All right, you just, yep, it sucks, it's shit. You feel like not the best. Let's be honest, but you cannot react. You cannot say something in a negative way. Like, that is just not the way you should do it. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know, a couple months time we meet each other again. Like, we've left things in a place where that is a possibility. I've not said anything that I regret. I've not said anything that is going to come back to me. Even though you want to, I will say that. Even though you want to be like, what the fuck? Why? But you just have to accept it and just have to. I mean, I don't think there is, and maybe I should have maybe asked why. I think there's nothing wrong with knowing that, because I think that could potentially help you in the future if you've done something wrong and you're still like me, you're still wondering what happened in that situation. So, yeah, I don't see any problem with that. Just maybe the way you're asking it. Just I could have been like, so what changed your mind? That would have been a nice question to ask. Could have maybe got some feedback, and whether or not I like to hear it. That's just the way it would be. But at least I would have known and not been kind of left out in the lurch. But again, you just leave it in a good place. You just say, yep, no worries, enjoy whatever. If they're, I think she was going to do something else with one of her pals. I was like, right, see you later, enjoy that. And then you've just got to move on. And unfortunately, I've had a few like that, not to that extent, but a few where I've been messaging. There's like we've met. There's been a bit of a like not as big a spark, but there's been like a bit of chat, and agreed to meet each other again, and then it's just not happened. And I'm like, why? That's the one change I'm going to make. I'm going to actually ask questions and be like, why has this changed your mind? What's happened? But the way I'll always leave it off is, even if the other person's rude, because I have had one who has been quite rude about it, like attempted to ghost me, which I called them out for, which I might make a video about that, ghosting, and why it's a horrendous thing to do. But yeah, she like tried to like just completely in fact, yeah, I will make a video because I've had this happen a few times as well. But yeah, she tried to ghost me, and I called her out on it, and I was like, what are you doing? And she tried to justify it, clearly being in the wrong here. And eventually, I wanted to say so much, but I didn't. I left it. I was like, look, go enjoy your life. And that is, I think, the best way. And the only way you really should, like, you should. I know it's an emotional thing, and I know it's crap. It's a crap situation, but there's the expression "there's plenty more fish in the sea" is what it is for a reason, because you think about how many people are on this planet. That was only one person. Like, and even if you had really strong feelings, I guarantee you will feel them again. I guarantee it. So yeah, that was actually quite nice to get off my chest. I think I'd been maybe, I knew I was going to do a video on it, so maybe I'd saved it up a little bit. But yeah, deal with it like that. Well, that's the way I deal with it. It's up to you whether or not you want to deal with it like that. But the best piece of advice I can give you is leave it in a good place, because there's a chance in the future, who knows, that it could start back up again. And that's actually something that has happened to me recently. Me and a girl agreed like it wasn't going to work at the time, so we left it there. And in the past couple of weeks, we've kind of started chatting again, potentially looking at meeting again. So there you go. It can work. It can work. There's a method to, not the madness, because it is actually quite sound reasoning, I think. So there's method to the method. Anyway, what's your thoughts on rejection? Does it suck? It sucks. We all know it sucks, but I don't really know what to talk about in the comments. Like, what's been your worst rejection? Like, I've had a few brutal ones over the years, that I could actually make a video about that. I'm going to do that. So yeah, you do that, and then I will maybe read out some of yours in my video when I talk about mine. With all that said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.